the other game of the night. I have an interesting take on this, and I want you guys to tell me if you agree or not. Okay, first and foremost, Adam Silver. This is what the fuck I'm talking about. This is what we've been talking about all season long. There's no reason why, none at all, the final 5 minutes, 2 minutes of an NBA game shouldn't be the most exciting thing in sports. No reason whatsoever. You have some of the best athletes in the world, just the nature of the game. The best player is going to have the ball in his hands. He's going to be going up against the other team's best defensive player. What more could you possibly want? You don't really get that in other sports. Baseball, you go to the ninth inning, some random pitcher could be pitching against the bottom of the lineup. Like, where's the fun in that, right? NFL, dog shit quarterback number 1 throws a ball into the dirt. Here comes dog shit kicker number 1. Field goes off by 25 yards. Offensive line can't block. Sack. It's a horrible product, folks. It's a terrible fucking product they've got going on over there currently. There's no reason why the final few minutes of an NBA game should not be the most exciting. And yet, last night's game, how long did that shit take at the end for no reason? How long did the last couple of minutes of this game take for no fucking reason whatsoever? Anyways, you guys tell me if I'm wrong about this take right here. So we had 4 teams playing last night. 2 teams lost, the Magic, the Mavericks. If I were a fan of any of these teams, I think the fan base that should be the most concerned with what they saw last night is actually the Milwaukee Bucks. They won the game. They're moving on to Vegas. But after that game, I sort of feel like I'm leaving like, oh, man. Oh. What is this group? What is this group? The Magic do pull out, the Bucks do beat the Magic. The Magic obviously without Paolo Banchero, now without Franz Wagner. Paolo Banchero goes out with an injury. Franz Wagner says, "Don't worry, guys. I am a star. I needed some reassurance. I needed some confidence. I'm back. I'm ready to go." Franz Wagner goes out with an oblique injury as well. Jalen Suggs comes in, says, "Don't worry, guys. I'm a star. I'm ready to take over." So in a weird way, the first few months of the season could be, the Magic are 17-10, could be kind of hellish for the Magic, even though they're winning, hellish with all of their injuries. But in a way, it could benefit them greatly because they just, Paolo looked like a superstar before he got hurt. Then Franz looked like a superstar. Then he got hurt. And now Jalen Suggs, last 2 games, 26 points against the Suns in a win, 32 points last night, 12 of 26 from the field, 3 of 11 from deep. Also had 4 steals and a block. He was incredible last night. Suggs was incredible in this game. Giannis was struggling a bit versus Patazzi. Man, Goga's a good player. He's the best center on their roster. And they start Wendell Carter Jr. with him just to keep that size that they have. And I thought Wendell actually did a decent job in this game against Giannis. But I know that there's a good amount of Magic fans in this community. And I think anytime I talk about this, they all sort of agree that Goga's might be their best center. Goga might be their best center. Wendell Carter Jr., he's a good player. And again, I thought he did a pretty good job sticking up Giannis. As good of a job as you could have hoped for, especially in the first half of this game. And one thing about Wendell, Wendell had a really beautiful lob pass to Goga. Goga's a good passer too, but Wendell's passing and playmaking is pretty solid for a center. But I like this Magic team quite a bit. And if I'm a Magic fan, I'm very happy about what I saw last night. Jalen Suggs looks like a superstar, at least in these few games without Franz and Paolo. But Jalen Suggs looks awesome. Hitting threes off pull-up dribbles, off of screens. 1 dribble pull-up. Wait, Thanasis was there? Is Thanasis on a team? Is he a free agent? But not only that, he had that tough this is the making of a good bucket getter and a very tough shot maker. if you're a right-handed shooter, going right towards the baseline, shooting over your left shoulder. It's a tough shot. He hit one of those in these games. He had a post fade against AJ Green early in the first half. Just getting it done a bunch of different ways, scoring the basketball. And that's really a good sign because you know who he is defensively. You know defensively he's one of the best in the league. And offensively, if you're going to get this, woo, they're damn good. Yeah, KCP has struggled a little bit. But, yeah, Gogo is awesome as well. 12 points, 14 rebounds. He plays really well, man. He's fucking huge. He takes up so much space on the court. He's a great rebounder. Can be a little slow-footed at times, but defensively, I think that he's a good player and a great screener, great pick-and-roll guy, good playmaker in the pick-and-roll, in those short rolls. They're good. He's a good basketball player. He's way better than his contract. What is he making? Like $8 million? I think he's making the same amount of money as Zeke Naji. Gogo needs to get a buzz cut and he'd be a fucking demon. I could see Gogo with a buzz cut. Yeah, $9 million this year, $8 million next year, $7 million the years after that. He's making less money than Zeke Naji, folks. And he signed that this offseason. That's what's crazy. I think we all knew he was good. He was good last year when Wendell Carter Jr. was out. Then you have Mo Wagner off the bench, they were talking about this on the broadcast. His per 36 stats are absolutely crazy. He had 13 points on 6 of 6 shooting. There's a Wagner brother documentary going around. It's in German, and I haven't seen any subtitles, but apparently it's really good. Oh, and Cole Anthony. I wrote this down. I was taking notes of this game when I was watching it. Cole Anthony terrorist attack. You know, there was a manhunt for Luigi a couple days ago. The feds need to be hunting down Cole Anthony for what we witnessed last night. To subject this country to that. It's unpatriotic. It's un-American. It's evil. I'll leave it at that. Oh, and Anthony Black was great in this game as well. Good player. Good player. He's going to have to shoot threes and make threes, I think, in the long run. But he does a lot of things. A lot of things. Cole Anthony, 2 of 12. He was horrid. I mean, horrible last night. It was just terrible. You know, can I briefly, on my side, take a moment here to shit on degenerate gamblers? I was rewatching the first half of this game because I missed it. I was at the gym. And I was like, man, let me see what people are talking about Cole Anthony. Just see some funny Twitter memes and stuff like that. It's always funny when guys have bad games. So I searched Cole Anthony on Twitter. Literally nothing but degenerate gamblers. Nothing but degenerate gamblers. And they're like, I can't believe that I can't believe Cole Anthony sold me. I can't believe I put Cole Anthony in my parlay. Man, why the fuck do you have Cole Anthony in your parlay? Huh? Why is Cole Anthony? Why are you betting on Cole Anthony? Call a hotline. Call a hotline, please. What's even the fun in that? We used to do that. Obviously, we used to do it when we were sponsored by a company I will not name. When we used to do stuff for them, I thought it would be fun to pick a random player to hit more than 1 3, and it is fun. But it would always be like once we lost, we'd be like, yeah, we're dumbasses for doing that. Wouldn't get mad or anything like that. Like if you're that upset to be super pissed off at Cole Anthony for not scoring any game because you bet on him on a random, or not random, it's NBA Cup night. But on a December basketball game, maybe you should look inward to be upset at yourself. Okay, let's get to the Bucks, who did win this game. I know I just shit on the Bucks. I was hyping up the Magic. Again, it goes back to what I was saying. Out of all the teams that played last night, there's 2 teams that lost. If I were a fan of the Bucks, I'd be the most concerned out of all fan bases. I wrote this down as well. Damian Lillard is ass on defense. He's fucking horrible defensively. I'm sorry. I will never, ever get gaslighted. And he popped off at the end of this game offensively to win them. That disgusting step back 3 when they were down 3. He doesn't hit that shot, they probably lose this game. And then the Magic had a defensive breakdown there. Dame attacks before they get set. Goga's not ready, not in help. And Dame gets an uncontested layup. Miscommunication defensively there as well. But, dude, his defense in the first half of this game was dreadful. Dreadful. I don't know how you can be a contender with that. I really don't. I really don't because, Chris Middleton will plug into the starting five. He didn't score any points last night, but he had 8 assists. I think Chris Middleton's looked decent at times. Just when I watch, I'm like, all right, he's going to figure some stuff out. And Chris Middleton's not the worst defensively. He unironically might be the worst in the league. He's up there, man. He's up there. And I'm not getting gaslit. Every now and then he'll get a steal or something. People are like, dude, Dame's actually been playing good defense. No, I'm sorry. It's horrible. It is terrible. He couldn't contain a ball handler for longer than 0.2 seconds, man. It was hard to watch. But again, he made plays down the stretch that were key for them. What happened to the 2020-2022 Bucks? They were always great defensive team. Well, they had Drew Holiday. I mean, their starting fives were what? Giannis, Drew, Brook Lopez, Chris Middleton, and weren't they starting PJ Tucker during their finals run? Didn't he start for them? I mean, you don't have a single bad defender in that group. And then you have a bunch of elite defenders in that group. Jay Crowder, Dante in the regular season, I think. Yeah, and then he got hurt. Brook Lopez is still a great shot blocker. Like, he still is a great rim deterrence, even in his older age, cement shoes age. But Bobby Portis was really good in this game. He's had his problems so far this season, but he's really important in games like these. The Magic going to zone. I mean, he's somebody who can just attack the middle of that zone, make mid-range jumper after mid-range jumper after mid-range jumper. So he was huge for them last night. AJ Green has been a good player for them. Andre Jackson, 8 minutes in this game. Did he get hurt? I mean, they were sagging off of him, which is interesting because his three-point shooting numbers are not bad. I think I even saw a stat that he's one of the best just in terms of points added per shot. It's one of these weird fucking advanced stats. I believe it was him that was the highest in the league among guys who had 100 jump shots or more. 36% from three. That cannot be true then. That can't be true. It was AJ Green? Okay, AJ Green then. I knew it was a buck. For some reason I thought it was Andre Jackson. Oh, it was a typo. Okay, thank you, Jeremy. You saw that too? All right, because I was confused as fuck when I saw that. I'm not going to lie to you. I saw that on Twitter. I was like, what? That can't be true. But I didn't see the correction. I thought that was it. All right, thank you for that. Thank you for clearing that up. That makes so much more sense. Because you watched this game last night, and the Bucks are not even guarding Andre Jackson. And I do like Andre Jackson. I think he plays a lot of effort and intensity. And obviously, when Chris Middleton ramps back up, he'll be into the starting five. So I was box score watching. Bobby had like 16 in the first. What happened? 5 points in the third quarter. Defense changed or something. Yeah, and then Giannis started to pop off, and Dame started to get going as well. Giannis was really good in this game, 37 points. Giannis has reached this level as a scorer where I think he can get 37 in and out, look like super dominant. Whenever you have some guys just score so easily. I mean, we see this sometimes with like Luka. You see it with Embiid. Sometimes guys like that game against the Suns, Mavs against the Suns, second game of the season for the Mavs. They lose. Luka pops off for 40. It wasn't really a dominant game. It wasn't a great performance. It was like at the end of the game, you're like, wow, Luka had 40 points. Holy shit. Giannis is kind of in similar territory there. But anyways, this was a fun game down the stretch. The Magic play so well. They play so hard. They force so many turnovers. Defensively, they're just all over the court. They got so much size. I mean, Tristan da Silva, he's a huge dude. Like, I don't know what his career is going to have, what his career has in store for him, but he's huge. And you kind of feel that size when he's out there. Anthony Black is a bigger guard, and you feel that when he's out there. And they're going to add Paolo and Franz to this mix. So if we fast forward to February, Franz is back, Paolo is back. Let's say Paolo just kind of returns to where he was before he got injured. Franz, obviously, all of their stats will go down. But Franz sort of returns to the level of play he was before he got injured. Jalen Suggs maintains this level of play. Dude, that's a really, really good team. Like, Obviously, they're 17-10. They haven't lost a home game yet. But yeah, Jonathan Isaac was out last night. That they're a really, really good team. A team that I would be a little scared of if I were a big time contender in the Eastern Conference. They're just huge. And if now all of a sudden I get two jumbo sized wings who are creating for themselves and others at a high level offensively in Paolo and Franz Wagner, woo!